Shout my hip hop since 1987 niggas. HipHopSince1987.com.
What's good, y'all? I go by Digital Crates. I'm representing for HipHopSince1987.com, and I'm here live in Philly with my guy J Spaz, the GOAT of music. How you doing, my G?
Yo, what up? It's J Spaz, the GOAT, here live with HipHopSince1987.com.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I'm in the city cooking up, man, for a couple days, but at the same time, I'm trying to figure out who's hot and who's coming out as the new artist in the city. And your name has definitely been buzzing all around the studios and around some video shoots. It just seems like almost everyone that I talk to, from the youngins to the OGs, they talking about J Spaz, man, up and coming artist. And you've been on quite a grind the last 3 years, especially going hard. So for the people that don't know and haven't heard of you, though, maybe you could tell them your name, where in the city you're from, and how you got your start doing music.
Well, for those who know me, they know me by J Spaz on Instagram, J Spaz the GOAT. I think like a lot of people know me from boxing, then a lot of people know me from doing music. I first started doing music, and after when I got shot in 2016 after getting out of coma, I used to be boxing at Johan's gym. I actually boxed like all around the city, but like I found a home gym at Johan's gym, and I was trying to get focused and dedicated in that, and I just like I got hit, and you know, one thing led to another. When I got released, I started doing music. Yeah, I started doing music after that. I remember going to like a powerhouse concert, seeing Meek Mills and like Nicki Minaj and French Montana perform like right after I got out the coma and shit. Like that was like one of the first concerts I went to and shit, and it was just like, it was like electrifying. And I knew like it was like a calling. Like it was just like, after that it was like turn up, you know what I mean?
Yeah. I think like we all get some of those like wake up call moments. I talk to a lot of artists that have transitioned in their lives from sports to music, and the competitive nature of both playing sports and being hot in music is very similar. Maybe you could talk about that transition from competitive boxing and getting into music. But I want people to understand what you just said, though, about working at Johan Boxing Gym. You can't just be anybody in Philly throwing punches and getting to that gym. You got to be disciplined. You got to be ready for the journey. So maybe you could talk about the differences and the similarities between doing boxing and doing music, and how maybe doing boxing made your transition to music maybe even easier, maybe.
Well, music and boxing is like, they very different, but it's like I look at them kind of like similar, like they're the same. Like I look at boxing like it's a real hard sport. Like you gotta work on it every day. Like you gotta work at it every day, but you just can't. You can't not know how to fight and think you're just going to be like the best boxer there was. Like you got to have some type of passion in you. Like you watch the Rocky movies, they talk about the eye of the tiger. Like you got to have some type of fighting spirit in you. So it's like, and the same thing goes with music. You got to have some type of talent in you. Like I don't care how hard you work at it. It's like you got to have something in you. So it's like I kind of look at those basically like I compared it to especially when I was boxing. Like I used to work at it hard. Like I used to go at it hard, but I knew I always had it. So it was just like I didn't really like push myself too hard. Like you feel what I'm saying? And like, and the same goes for the music. Like when I'm in the studio, like I know I got this shit, but I be going super hard, and it's like I be going super hard for some days. Like I don't sleep. Like, you know what I mean? Some nights I'm up like working all night long. Like you feel what I'm saying? And then in some days I'm just like, fuck it. Like I ain't gotta go this hard, because I know where I'm at mentally. I know where I'm at lyrically. You know what I mean? Like,
and it takes training to get to that point. Because a lot of people, they'll just go hard, but then look back and then be like, okay, now I don't really have much to show for it. Like, what was I doing?
It boil you back down to like just like AI said, practice. Like, I mean, we talking about practice. Like a lot of motherfuckers like ain't get where he was coming from. Like especially coaches. Like I know they ain't get where he was coming from, but like my nigga, when it come down to it, like, I'm shaking and baking the best niggas in the league. Like, Jordan won that game, but AI got his name from that. You feel what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So it's just like some motherfuckers is really born with this shit. Like, you know what I mean? That's where the GOAT come from. Like, you know.
Yeah, and that's like, I always looked at the studio like the gym. Like, it's a place to throw up different shots, practice different shot rhythms. Like, how do you really get your game in tune? And as a musician, you got to stay in the studio. It's just like going to the gym and taking 1,000 free throws. Once you've recorded a certain amount of tracks, I think that's what it takes to really find your voice as an artist. It's definitely not something that happens overnight. But for you, jumping into the studio and starting to get into music, how is that process like? Like, how long did it take you to like really get your weight up in the studio to where you can kind of get around some of these legends, you know what I mean, and spar with them?
For real, like, a lot of people, like, I know, like, half of the hottest niggas, like, in the whole city. Like, I'm talking about the hottest of the hottest niggas. Like, I done ran into them. Like, I started getting my weight up battling niggas like, oh, that's Ryder. Like, I used to see him, like, every like, 3-4 days a week. Like, I was a young boy trying to go at him, probably like 14, 15. He had to be like 16, 17. Like, I was a young boy trying to rip him up. And nigga used to shake me like a pit bull on a poodle. Like, you feel what I'm saying? But battling niggas like that made me get my weight up. Like, you feel what I'm saying? Battling niggas like Lynx. You know what I'm saying? Battling, it was a lot of people. Like, I didn't battle over 100 people in the city. Like, before, when Headshots was going down, like, we was watching that, getting inspired by Meek Mills and Reed Dollars, like, going to school at lunch, battling every day. So it was just like trying to get my weight up, spitting the hottest rapper, spitting the hottest bars, stepping in the hardest ciphers. It only makes you better, you know what I mean?
And like, your rap style itself is pretty high energy. And I don't know if that comes from that competitive spirit of battling, but the way that you've taken that energy and mixed it with actually doing songs, like being a battle rapper and a songwriter, I think coming out of Philly, that tends to like lead to greatness when you can put those couple things together. How long did it take you to transition from like battling like that to actually getting to doing like songwriting and getting like those ideas fully out?
Like, to be truthfully honest with you, like, I think, and that's what like really separates me like from a lot of artists, like, cause like I do like 90% of my music is like songs. Like, I barely be making like freestyle songs, like, or raps, as you would call it. Even though I came from that era, like the rapping era, like, I really want to make really good music, like, you know what I mean? And like, I feel as though that's what separates me from the rest of the artists today, because you can't put me in a box. I make a song about how I got shot, then I make a song about me falling in love. You know, to me going to the club, popping a bottle, you know what I mean, to growing up without a father, like, you know what I mean? So it's hard really to like, I'm not just rapping on those songs, like, I'm really creating music, you know what I mean? Whether it's melodies or metaphorical, or whether I'm just harmonizing through the whole song you know what I mean? It's
now, the situations you just brought up are all pretty intense, and you're young in the game, so being able to take some of these life experiences and put it into music is something that I hope will give you longevity. People will see that it's not no cap rap. Like, you're literally putting your life into these bars, into these hooks, into these songs, and we respect you for it. There's no doubt about that. Everyone at HipHopSince1987 and a lot of people that have checked you out on the site have definitely said that. Like, it's I guess the word is authentic. The music is true. It's authentic.
Right.
And do you ever just kind of go in the studio and just have fun and make some BS, or do you really go in with that kind of intent every time?
Like I said, like, sometimes, like, I really be going hard, and then sometimes it's like, yo, I ain't even gotta go hard because I got this shit. It's like I go in the studio 1 month, I go in the studio 3 weeks straight, and like another month, I probably go to the studio 2 days out of 1 week. Like throughout that whole month, I probably go like twice, and that 1 or 2 hours or 3 hours I spent behind the glass versus the next 3 hours I'm gonna spend next to the engineer as he makes it down. Them 2 hours I spent in the studio fucking around be the hottest song on the whole mixtape. Like, so and it's just like that's really my madness. It's like that's really my madness, because it's like this, like when you got a kid in school, that's why when kids in school, they work on 5 days a week and give them a break on the next 2 days, and they go back to school on Monday. You feel what I'm saying? They off Saturday and Sunday for a reason, though, because it's like everything you learned throughout that week in your brain, it got to get sunk in. It got to get synchronized. You know what I mean? So it's like the next week, you're going to come and it's like everything you learned now, it's like, hey, what you learned last week? Da, 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 da. You feel what I'm saying? And it's the same way with the music. It's like I need a break sometime. Like if I work one whole month, I fuck around, take a month off.
Yeah, it's like you gotta live life to put into the art. You can't,
it's real.
And I know that as a music producer, you can't force everything. Like you can't just force greatness. Like a lot of times, like you said, you're either born with it or you're not. Then it's a matter of like honing your skills. Kind of like we talked about in sports. It's like you have to work at it, but you can't expect that kind of success overnight. It's like kind of chipping it away at a statue, like the statue of Rocky. You know what I mean? Like I'm sure that dude didn't make that statue in one night. You know what I mean? That's a process. So outside of music, what do you do to center yourself? Like how do you? Maybe 2 questions. How do you stay centered with life and with music? And then also, what keeps you motivated to keep going at it and getting better with the music?
Right. So like that shit kind of boiled down to back what we was just talking about for real, because it's just like when I say I take them breaks and shit like that, like I be needing them breaks off away from the studio to go through other things like in my life so I can write about it. Like you feel what I'm saying? It's like everything I write is like real rap. It's no cap. So it's like I can't just stay in the studio every day. You know what I mean? And keep writing and writing and writing and writing. You know what I mean? Like I had a long life, but it's like I need to experience more shit.
Yeah.
So a trip to Miami, or a trip to Vegas, or a bad incident, or a death in the family, or you know what I mean? Like just staying outside of the studio and staying up. You know what I mean? I think it keep me prepared for that shit. You know what I mean? Like the more shit I experience, the more songs I'm gonna have. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah, we live in an interesting age. Like, it used to be, if you did music, all you really had to do was 2 things. You had to make good songs and you had to put on good concerts, good shows. But now it's like so much on the daily, between press, social media, even just building in the community. You know, just being in the mix of things. Supporting other people's careers so that hopefully they'll support you. It's like these are all things that like are part of that journey. As you've been going through this journey, man, like we coming out of Philly, this is a tough place. So I always ask Philly artists this question: what so far to get to this point has been like either one hurdle that you clearly remember being really hard to get over, or maybe you can just talk about the process in general of making it as an upcoming artist in Philly?
I think one of the biggest hurdles is getting over is like deciphering the pros and the cons of the business, and like staying on top of your game, like trying to be the hottest in Philly, because like truthfully everybody is the hottest in Philly. If you
it's a lot of talent here, for
but
sure.
if you let them tell it, everybody the hottest in Philly, like everybody to go, like, you know what I mean? Like if you let them tell it, like, but like to be like totally honest with you, like I think like, and then again, like not even to get off that, but like it's a lot of people out here that's like they hot, but they unheard of. You feel what I'm saying? It's a lot of talent out here that's not heard of. Like, and it's a lot of people out here that got the position and that's in position to put them in position. Like, you feel what I'm saying? But it'll never happen. Like, you feel what I'm saying? So for me, that's why I called my first project Laneless, because it wasn't no lane to this shit. It was like the project was created. It was titled Laneless, and it was titled Laneless because everything I went through that transpired to this event to where I'm at. Like I went through boxing, I've been shot, I was in a coma, I've been homeless, I grew up without a pop, I tried this, I tried that, I tried cooking, like, you know what I mean? So it's like everything I went through, every lane, different lanes that I transitioned throughout my life that took me through this one spot that I'm at right now. You feel what I'm saying? And that's what it's called, laneless, like, and that's why I stuck with it.
Yeah, laneless, I mean, that's like a powerful word. Like, you could put that on a t-shirt, and you can kind of turn that whole thing into a merch line. Let's maybe talk about the project just a little bit. Let's double back on the project. Just one easy question I could ask, like, on the positive note, like, what was, like, your favorite experience working on the project?
My favorite experience working on the project was more so, I think one of them had to be, like, it's hard, though. It's hard to really say because, like, everything is real, so it's, like, it's hard to really say. Like, I really take people, listeners, through a journey with that project. Like, I'm talking about from love, the trap, the soul, the hip hop, the pop. You know, I really take them like through a journey with that. And I think Plotting like had to be one of my favorite songs off the project. It was definitely one of the biggest joints. I had Danny Garcia, dad in that video. I had over 300 people starring in that video. 300. Yeah, man, it was so many people in that video, and it was a real story about how I got shot and events that transpired throughout my life, and Plotting was just like definitely one of my favorite joints out there.
Yeah, and you definitely got a couple other videos out. Let's just say somebody's clicking around on the internet and they come across the mixtape and your videos. What's like a song you would want them to listen to first? What do you think is one of the best joints you got out that would be good for a new listener?
Well, definitely Plotting. Ain't Love. That was like a big joint. Another big joint. Get a Bag. I remember they gotta listen to the whole project for real, because it's like I've really taken you through a journey with that joint. Like Landless, the mixtape is not just no ordinary mixtape. Like that's how I really established like let's get one thing straight. Like that's how I really established my whole style, my name, everything. Like that's where everything really boiled down to. Landless, the mixtape, and it was like it's 8 tracks. It was my first project straight out of coma. I'm talking about I was boxing for maybe 5-6 years straight. Wasn't rapping or nothing. I just woke up out the coma. I got better. I went to the rehab. I came home and went to the studio, and it was just like I gave y'all that raw, uncut pain. Like, and it was just like that's where everything came from. Like, you feel what I'm saying? So it's like they really gotta listen to the whole project. You know, right now I'm working on Laneless too, so it's like it's only right if they really listen to Laneless 1. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, especially if you're gonna keep on some of the same themes. Is there any joints for the second project? Is there stuff that's done? And then a bigger question is, how do you know when a project is done?
You don't. I'm gonna keep it for real. Like, as artists, we don't know when projects are done. It's just like a feeling. It's like a feeling we get, like, because it's like if you leave it to us, that shit ain't gonna come out the next year.
Or like, ever. Sometimes.
I'm gonna keep it for real. So it's like, it's just like really when the fans want it. It's like really like when you feel like you hot, like because like everybody want to just rap, and everybody. Some people really got bars. Some people really can rap, but it's like some people really hot. But it's like hot in 2021 means something totally different. It's
different.
Like, when you say you hot, that means you got 1,000 viewers. You got 500-600.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? So that's what it takes to be hot. So when you feel like you hot, that's when that shit ready.
That's when you got to flood. And I know too, like with artists, it's hard, right? It's hard being an independent artist. And the hardest part I think I've seen for some people has actually been that success. That once you put that foot on the gas, like, you got to make sure your tank don't ever go empty. And as an artist, like, I think I asked you a little bit before, like, what keeps you motivated? But maybe let's talk more specifically, right, about tracks, right? Are you, like, always writing and coming up with song ideas? Or is the process more start with finding the beats first and then trying to come up with stuff that fits to the beats?
I'm going to be for real. Like, the GOAT it's kind of like a split personality type situation. Like when I say the GOAT, is like J Spaz can rap. Like J Spaz can be in the studio going off, like doing this, that, and, you know. But when the GOAT really snap, it's just like he don't need no beat. Like the GOAT don't need no. He don't need no. Like the way like the freestyle sound like the shit's been written and you know, premeditated shit. Like, you know what I mean? And it's kind of like playing 2K and your player gets on fire. You know what I mean? Like you see that hot spot, now he on fire. You feel what I'm saying? And it's kind of like that situation with the GOAT. Like when the GOAT rapping and the GOAT going off, it is what it is, man.
Yeah, you can't put that in any lane.
But
man.
it's like you can't. I
up.
can't really like. It's crazy, man. Like.
So that's more the direction of this next project, I guess, is more some GOAT talk.
No, that ain't even it. Like I'm gonna give them Laneless. I'm gonna pick right back up on Laneless, man. Like I said, Laneless was a little bit of everything, and I'm gonna give them a little bit of everything. Like that GOAT talk, that shit coming soon.
So let's talk about the actual studio session. Like, let's talk about maybe the process. Like, what does like a typical studio session look like for you?
8 hours. 8 hours. 8 straight hours going off. Whether I go in there with it written down or not, like, you know, it's always 8 hours, nothing less.
Yeah, that's about right. And how many in 8 hours usually? How many songs do you come out with?
The crazy part is, in them 8 hours, I probably come out with 2 songs. I'll probably be in there all day, going over the same verse, flipping it, mixing it, flipping it, mixing it, until that shit sound right. Like, you know what I mean? And then I'm gonna let it go, like, for real.
Now how does it go? Like, when you're coming out of the studio, do you like keep the songs for yourself for a while, or do you like right away start playing them for people?
Drop them same night.
Right away, just drop. Yeah. I'm kind of the same way. Just get it out there.
Like when I like J Spaz, like when I first start calling myself J Spaz, like I was just like giving them to people. Like I was just like giving them everything. Giving them everything I had. Like, you feel what I'm saying? And like I kind of kept the same formula, like just record and drop the same night, like everything.
That's a good way to do it, because then there's no second thought.
Sometimes I feel like it's good, sometimes I feel like I need to plan it out.
Yeah.
Sometimes I feel like I need to plan it out, meaning like sometimes when I record a song, I just drop it. And sometimes when I drop it, I'll be like, damn, I should have just dropped the video and kept the song. You know what I mean? So it just be like,
made it into more of a rollout.
Yeah, like something like that, you know. But I mean, the formula, it's been working, so it's just like I'm gonna just keep doing it. Like if they want the music, I'm gonna just keep it flowing. You feel me?
So yeah, keeping the music flowing, it's so important, and we're coming out of a rough year for everybody. So I'm sure it's like you're pretty happy now that like you can get back on stage, getting back to doing shows. Let's just like maybe if we can go back into your history a little bit of some of like these performance moments. Before we started the video, you talked about a Grindhouse showcase in 2019.
Right.
For people that aren't tapped in with your career, maybe you could tell them about the significance of that event.
Yeah, winning the Groundhog showcase. I was a winner of the Groundhog showcase. One of the winners of Groundhog showcase, and DJ Alamo was there.
Big shout out DJ Alamo.
Shout out DJ Spontane.
Yeah, for sure.
DJ Faraway. Yo, it was a lot of people there, man. A lot of people there had the shit on lock, man. I recorded "Get a Bag" when I first got out the coma, and that was the single I won that There Would Last. And yeah, like I said, after that, I just been working with Grindhouse, man, multimedia.
That's good.
Shout out to Grindhouse.
Y'all got a crazy question. I saw something on your gram, right? We were just talking about coming out of crazy 2020, and now we're back to doing shows and performing. But I seen you on the gram performing. I don't know, was it a Boost Mobile at a phone store.
Right.
How did that happen? You got to tell the people how did that come about?
Right. Performing at Boost Mobile was like that happened through a friend of a friend. I get booked for a lot of shit. Like I get booked for a lot of showcases. Like I done performed over 100 shows with Takeover Movement Radio. Shout out to Takeover Movement Radio. Yeah. Boost Mobile, we definitely was there. Shut that joint down. I performed my latest single, The GOAT. I think it was. I think that was like, yeah, that's one of my latest singles from my new project, Laneless 2. It's coming soon.
You have any time frame for when that's coming out?
No, like I said, it's like when
you'll know when you know.
When you hot.
So speaking of getting hot, you've done a couple features recently. You got some songs that's been buzzing. Maybe you could talk for a second. You got a song called Ghetto News out with E-Ness. Shout out to E-Ness, major friend of HipHopSince1987. How did that collab come about? How did that joint come out?
Again, through a friend of a friend, like shout out DJ the Singer. Yeah, Ghetto News. That's one of my latest singles out right now with E-Ness. That joint is out right now. Apple Music, iTunes, Spotify, everywhere. So it's just like, you know, go stream that. Video should be coming soon. E-Ness, I met E-Ness quite a few times before recording Ghetto News, and I sent it a track, and he did his thing to it. We went to Groundhog, shout out to Groundhog, recorded it, put it out there.
Yeah, Ness is a real one. He'll pull up. Like you want to get him on a track, and it's a good enough track, and you can like speak some real truth. I know he's definitely somebody to pull up and get that working, man.
Again, like it's like all life. It's like all truth. So it's like Ghetto News is another single from Laneless 2 coming soon. Yeah, all truth. Ghetto News is like, they calling it the hood anthem right now. So it's just like,
it feels like an anthem.
Putting that out, and then making them wait for the video. I think it's just like, it's just going to like just bubble. Like,
yeah, that was kind of my next question. Is there a video in the works? What's going on?
Yeah, like the video definitely gonna come soon. Like I'm trying to lock in more features with other artists. Shout out to E-Ness, man. I remember watching Ness like as a kid growing up on Making the Band. It was just like, it was crazy, like rapping with Ness, like even in freestyles with him, like before he even goes to the studio. So it was just like, you know, yeah, shout out to Ness. Yeah,
and it's like, you know, we've said it a couple times in this interview already. It's like coming out of Philly is tough, but when you see that there's people that have made it out, you know what I mean, that once you link with them, that's like even more motivation right there to like keep grinding with this music. You got another joint out, Medusa. Maybe you can talk about how that collab came out with Little Mop Top. How did y'all link up?
Me and Lil Mop Top, like I said, like I don't think it's nobody in the city that I don't know. Like I don't think it's nobody in the city that I don't know for real, or like haven't like been introduced to. Me and Mop Top got linked up through, actually with Mop Top, I think I was beefing with Aunt Bailey over some social media shit. Like the nigga was trolling my shit, like over a comment I posted on one of his posts. The nigga just mentioned me in his story, like next to a trash can or some shit.
Wow.
And it was just like, I dropped Megan's Law, a like way before I even dropped that joint. Like me and Mop Top both was going at the bull because he had something going on with him too. I don't know if Man was just trolling at the time.
Oh, like that's how he was trying to get hot.
I think like he was just trolling like that at that time.
If your music's good enough, you don't gotta need to do that. That's why, like, you know, I'm surprised sometimes when people get involved in this internet stuff because y'all could have just kept it to the music. You feel
me? You know what? Like that, some things just meant to happen because that just linked up a whole new relationship, and I wound up dropping Medusa with Lil.
And that's crazy how you turn like a negative, both of y'all, into a positive.
Right.
That's a good story right there.
Right.
And y'all linked up. Y'all recorded that joint together. You pulled up.
Yeah, like I said, like And then another thing, like, I want niggas to know, like, it ain't nothing, like, I'm independent, like, I'm an independent artist, like, when it comes down to, like, music and shit like that. So, when it comes down to music, I'm really an independent artist because now playing digital is really my shit, like, so it's like, I own ties through that because I've directed lots of videos with Now Playing Digital. Like when you go through that catalog on YouTube, I've directed half of the videos. My name stamped on that back when the shit was called The GOAT Productions. Like that's when my name was J Spaz The GOAT. Like you feel what I'm saying? It was called The GOAT Productions. Like because I was directing shit and I was producing a lot of videos on that. Becoming an artist under Now Playing Digital was just like after I decided to stop shooting and recording videos and they had other cameramen and shit like that, I'm just like, all right, I'm now an artist under this. You feel what I'm saying? So it was like kind of owning your own label or kind of promoting and producing and production and everything, you know what I mean? Having ties and having your hand in everything. It's just like, it's kind of hard work, and that goes back to what we was talking about earlier. How long I'm in the studio, how many days a week I'm in the studio, you know what I mean? Like I take really time off for like reasons, like you feel me? But I'm always behind the music, so I'm never like lacking on my craft, like you feel me?
That's important to stay at it, even if you're not in the studio. At least you're on some sort of grind.
Right.
So like outside of music, like is there any other things in the future that you want to get into, like maybe more into the film side of things? Or more into the merch side of things? Like, where do you see this music taking you in the next couple of years?
Honestly, like, music is just like kind of like a stepping stone, like because like I'm more of like a entertainer than a musician. Like it's more like I'm like a jack of all trades. Like it's kind of hard like to really put your finger on this shit, like where I'm gonna end up in the next couple years, because it's like I can be Steven still, like I can be anybody. Like you feel what I'm saying? Like I can if I wanted to go the production route and shoot the best fucking movie, like if I wanted to go the music route and shoot the best and record the best album, if I wanted to get back in boxing, or if I wanted to write a book about my life, like it's so much. Like I don't know where this shit gonna take me.
Yeah, that's why I'm glad we sat down to talk, because I think a lot of times people, when they hear a new artist, I'm not saying that they expect it, but they think that the artist is really only on one type time.
No.
And it's coming across an artist like you're definitely way more well-rounded, and that's definitely like where the respect comes. Not just having fans, but having people that really respect what you do, even if you want to do something besides music.
You know what's crazy though? It's like a lot of people, a lot of artists that I run into, it's not like a lot of artists I run into that people think is like, yo, this nigga is like dope. Like he like one of the dopest out. Like the niggas really be dickheads. Like the niggas really be like weird. Like you know what I mean? And like they work at this be like corny. Like it just be like ass. Like it's so many people out there that deserve it that don't got it, you know, than people that have it and shouldn't have it. Like you feel what I'm saying? So it'd be like when I look at certain artists like that I ran across, you know what I mean, compared to a lot of people that I've ran across, I'll be like, bro, like, you know, just keep going, like, you know what I mean, like just keep going, because it's like it'd be crazy, man. Like,
so people are gonna tune into this and they're gonna be watching the interview, and then they're probably gonna check you out right away if they haven't heard your music or heard you before. So what would you want them to check out? Like what's like next in the pipeline for you? Like what do you got coming in the next couple of weeks that people can look forward for?
Yo, I got a new video about to drop, new single about to drop, the project coming soon,
That's 3 big things right there. Video, single, and the project.
I got so much coming like right now. Like I got new artists I'm working with. As far as features, like it's so much shit like that's going on right now behind the works that I can't even like really sit down and focus on at one time. It's like that's why I gotta take so much time like to really prep this shit and plan this shit out. It's like, yo, but like this summer, yo, just trust me, like this summer 2021, this shit is going down. Like I don't give a fuck if the virus come back. I don't give a fuck.
Yeah, we gonna run it no matter what.
I don't care. Like this
So what about shows? Is there anywhere people can come see you perform sometime soon?
Yo, this summer, it's gonna be like a Philly tour. I might as well call this shit like a Philly tour because like I'm this summer, like I'm going off. Like I done performed in 100 shows already throughout the city, 100 venues. It's like this time I'm about to just go off again.
Yeah.
And like everything, like just do a repeat. You know what I mean? And bigger and badder. You know.
Oh yeah, I'm gonna make it out this summer. I'm gonna be one of those shows, getting a mosh pit opened up. Watch, we gonna get it going.
It's gonna be crazy because like I'm talking about all the artists I'm working with, all the artists I know, like everybody, like you feel what I'm saying? So it's just like, and another thing is like, yo, like I don't think people understand like where the GOAT come from. I think they just think like it's like really a title, but it's like really like a connection. Like when I say like I'm the greatest of all times, like it's not just with the bars or with the lyrics or with the songs or with how many vibes I can switch or with how many topics I can write about or how many videos I done shot or how many artists I done work with or how many people I know throughout the city. That shit is a combination of everything I just mentioned. You feel what I'm saying? So it like when you talk about greatness, it's not just one thing. It's like, yo, it's like I'm looking at this Langless 2 project. It's like some DJ Khaled type shit. Like
it's already, I see it as like a movie.
I'm putting everybody I'm just grabbing people and throwing them on this joint. Like all the hottest names, all the best, biggest and baddest verified artists like you can name and think of, like all on one project, straight at you. Like, you know what I mean?
And let's say all this pops off. Let's say summer 2021 is crazy.
Right.
What's maybe some future goals that maybe people might not know about you? Like, what's something you're working towards?
People don't even know. Like I was saying, like this music shit is just like a stepping stone. Like I really wanna. One of my biggest dreams, like and goals, like in life, is like, and this kind of like off the music shit, but like I come from like nothing. Like I really come from like bread and butter. Like you feel what I'm saying? Yeah. So I really want to open like a shelter. Like like when I really get on and popping, like I want to open like, I'm not gonna say my crazy idea because I know how people watch and take shit, but
just know,
it's gonna be something crazy. Like I'm talking about, just know it's gonna be something crazy like that nobody ever thought could happen.
And that's needed. I'm not throwing no shade, but a lot of people do get on and then leave, and it's another thing to like bring it back. And that's what I'm all about, and that's kind of why I even do these interviews, because I feel like most artists have that story, have something that's driving them. You know what I mean? A little further than the rap. So to hear you say that, that's exactly why I do these interviews. That's respect. You know what I mean? It's always more than meets the eye.
I'm gonna keep it 100, man. Being homeless, being poor, coming up, abusive pop, mom on drugs, getting shot when I'm just trying to focus on, you know, try to focus on the better, to come back, and all I got left is like music. It's like I know there's a lot of people out there that had worse. There's a lot of people out there that had worse to lives, like that experience even worse. As bad as that shit made it just sounded, like it's people that had worse. So it's like, if I can help somebody out that felt worse than me, because I felt like I was at the lowest of my lowest. Like if it's people out there that feel worse than me, and I can help somebody out and not get nothing back, like, bro.
Now let's say that some of those people are also themselves upcoming artists. Is there any advice you could give to them to get over that hump of what they might feel like is rock bottom, to the point where they can start climbing.
One thing people don't realize, right, about this shit, right, is that all this shit is fake. I ain't even gonna lie to you. Like, I'm gonna keep it 100. All this Instagram, Twitter, Facebook shit, YouTube, Google, all this shit is fake. Like, you feel what I'm saying? So, what's gonna get you over the hump is being real.
Yeah.
Like, what's gonna get you over the hump is being you. So, it's like, focusing on the bigger picture is just like what really got me over the hump. It's like really getting me over the hump. Like, you feel what I'm saying? Like, focusing on, yo, I know I can be here in 10 years if I just don't worry about it. If I don't gotta go to the club tonight. I ain't gotta go fuck this bitch tonight. I ain't gotta go spend this tonight. I can just stay here and work on this music and work on this and lock in or do this video or edit this or write this script for this movie. Like, you feel what I'm saying? So it'll be like so much that I could just do. Like, being you and being real is gonna get you over the hump, man.
Yeah, a lot of people don't understand that just being you is enough. And there's so much in your head and in your heart that if you can find a way to put it together, you can definitely rise above.
Right. Even
being from where we're from, because this is one of them places, man. I've been all over the world, and it's tough here. I ain't gonna lie, and I'm glad I'm from here. I feel like making it out of the mud is special, and it's different than somebody just like handing you that golden ticket. You know what I mean? I read something funny today. The homie says something like, every time people find out I'm a singer, they say to me like, well, why don't you go on American Idol, or why don't you go on The Voice? Right. And it's like, it's because there's more to just being a singer. You know what I mean? And I think we've proved that in this interview, that there's a lot more to J Spaz, the GOAT of music, than just being the GOAT of music. It's about being the GOAT of life.
Yo, I think for real, like, you absolutely right. And like, if people really like open their mind and just like realize that it was more to life than just who people think you are.
Yeah, you're more than what you just like, do.
It's more to life than that, man. And it's just like, you gotta sometimes really just open up and just show the world. And that's what I kind of do to my music. You know what I'm saying? Like,
all right, let's do something fun. Let's try to wrap it up. Let's do something fun. This guy, I ain't gonna lie, this is serious, but I think the people need that. Right. But let's have some fun too. At the end of my interviews, I try to always do some rapid fire questions. Right. It's some bullshit. It's fake. I ain't gonna lie, but it's fun. Let's have some fun. So, all right, you had something in the air when we came in. What do you prefer? You like indica, sativa, or hybrid?
Hybrid.
Yeah, that's me all day. How about brown, clear, or beer?
Brown.
Okay. How about go to the movies or Netflix and chill?
Go to the movies.
Okay. Nike, Adidas, or local?
Adidas.
Yeah, I like Adidas. I'm wearing Nikes right now, but shout out to Adidas. So, how about favorite music genre outside of hip hop?
Pop.
Yeah, me too. I'm a pop bull. Ain't no about it. There's not like a good song. Right. And that's what's cool about pop music is it has no genre. It's just like good music.
I like pop, man. Like I like dancing and shit, so I like pop.
All right. How about tits or ass?
Ass.
Yeah. Okay. How about hoodies or jackets? That's a Philly question. Jackets. Okay. Jackets all day. New car. Like if somebody gave you a ton of money, let's say you signed this big record deal, you getting a new car or you getting like a classic car?
Classic.
Yeah, I'm the same boat.
Classic.
Yeah, I need me like a late 60s American pop, all cherried out. Let's go. How about like when you're in the wheel, radio or podcasts?
I like silence. I like silence.
Yeah, sometimes just riding around, nothing. I feel that. And so we talked about if you had any advice to give to any other people, but on the opposite side, do you have any shout outs? Anybody you want to shout out right now while we got a second?
Sure, man. Shout out all my haters. Everybody that ever doubted me.
Nah. And now we out of pandemic, we moving around again. Where's like the #1 place in the world that if you could just hop on a flight to anywhere tonight and go get on stage, where would you want to go?
I've been to Miami quite a few times, but I never performed in Miami. Like, Miami is lit. Like, if you've never been to Miami, go to Miami.
I agree.
Miami is like one of my favorite places.
Florida in general. Florida's just turned right now.
Like, I'm just like, I gotta perform in Miami.
All right, we're gonna make that happen this year, man. If anybody's tuned in down in South Florida, man, hit up my guy, book him for a show. I'm gonna show up. We gonna be turned.
J Spaz, you already know what it is, man.
All right, yeah. So maybe you could just tell the people before we get out of here where they can follow you. Like, what's the #1 social media that you're on, and if anyone wants to book you for a show and get in contact, where do they hit you?
You can email me. I mean, you can book me for shows at nowplayingdigital@gmail.com. You can follow me on Instagram at jspazthegoat. Follow me on Facebook, jspaz, Joseph Reaves. Yeah, man, you already know, Spaz the GOAT. You here with hip hop since 1987, man.
That's what it is. I go by Digital Crates, repping for hip hop since 1987. You can check out more music from my guy on hip hop since 1987, as well as this interview. And like he said, man, some more music, videos, stuff on the way. Summer 2021 is going to be a big one, right?
Go shit.
Let's get it. Well, man, I gotta say, just for everybody at our website and people that's tuned in and have checked out your music, man, like, thank you for coming and doing this today, man. We've been doing so many interviews online. It's good to actually be in person with the homie, man.
Oh, man, for sure. You already know I was coming through. Then again, like, hip-hop since 1987, been around for years, man. Been worked with some of the most incredible artists, some of my most favorite artists that I've been watching and looking up to throughout the years, man. Shout out to y'all, man.
Yeah.
Hip-hop since 1987.
And we on tour right now. You can check us. We in Texas right now. Then we about to swing back all up and down the East Coast, all the way through the summer and Labor Day. You can catch us Hip Hop Since 87 publicity tour. We out here in the mix looking for all the best new music, especially from the young spitters. So from the go to music right here, I go by Digital Crates, man. Thank y'all so much for tuning in. Peace and love. Catch us on the flip.
Go shit.